What about the life you promised to yourself? The one you dreamed of when you were younger? The one you saw so clearly in your heart through? Did you bury it under excuses? Did you trade it for comfort? Or are you still willing to fight for it? Because the truth is simple through. The life you promised is still waiting, but only if you decide to rise, to act, and to claim it before time runs out, dog. At some point in your life, through, you made a promise to yourself. It might have been in your teenage years when your imagination was limitless and your confidence was unshaken through. You dreamed of a life filled with purpose, freedom, and achievement. You may have told yourself one day through, I will build a future that reflects who I truly am. That promise was not just a casual thought. It was a declaration from your heart through a vow that you would not accept a life that felt ordinary or unfulfilled. But life has a way of testing promises. Responsibilities pile up through. Challenges appear, and the voice of doubt begins to whisper. Slowly, that bright vision of life you wanted starts to blur. You tell yourself through, I will get back to it when things settle down, but days turn into years. The question is, where is that promise now? Did you bury it under fear through? Did you forget it because the world told you to be realistic? Or is it still inside you waiting for you to remember? The truth is through. Promises made to yourself are sacred. They are different from promises made to others because they define your character and your direction. Through. When you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your own trust. Think about it if you cannot trust your own word through. How can you expect to stand tall in front of others? But when you keep that promise, when you hold on to it, no matter how long it takes through, you build a powerful foundation of self-belief. Let me give you an example. Imagine a young man who grows up in a small town with very little opportunity through. One night, while lying awake in his room, he promises himself that he will create a better life, not only for himself, but also for his family. So he envisions a career, a home, and a life of dignity. That promise becomes the spark that drives him. Now, years later, when he is faced with setbacks through, when money is short, and when people tell him he is aiming too high, he remembers that night. He remembers the promise through, and it gives him the strength to keep moving forward. Without that promise, he might have accepted a life that was smaller than what he dreamed. With it through, he has a compass that always points him back to his purpose. You have that same compass. Deep inside, you know what you promised yourself through. It may have been the promise of better health, a stronger career, a meaningful relationship, or simply the determination to live life on your terms through. The specifics are different for each of us, but the principle is the same. You cannot forget that promise. You cannot abandon it through. Life will always try to pull you into distractions, into comfort zones, into excuses, but you must hold tight to the vision you once had. So today, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what did I promise myself years ago? Have I honored it? If not, am I willing to begin again right now, going through? Because the promise you made to yourself is still alive, and it is waiting for you to claim it. The life you promised to yourself is not built overnight through. It is not a sudden miracle or a single moment of luck. It is created through the choices you make every single day. Through. The direction of your future is shaped not by what you dream about when you lie in bed at night through, but by the actions you take when the sun rises the next morning. Every decision you make, whether big or small, through, is like a seed planted in the soil of your life. Some seeds grow into strength, discipline, and progress. Others grow into regret, wasted time through, and missed opportunities. Think about this. Your present choices are always speaking to your future through. When you choose to get up early and work toward your goals, your future hears it through. When you choose to spend time learning a new skill instead of wasting hours on distraction, your future benefits from it through. When you choose to take care of your health instead of ignoring it, your future body thanks you for it. The future you will live in is shaped right here through, in the present. Let me share a simple example. Imagine two friends who both dream of becoming professional writers. One of them decides that each day through, no matter how busy or tired he feels, he will write at least one page. It is not a massive goal, but it is consistent. The other friend keeps saying, I will start tomorrow, I just need more time. Months pass, then years, and both friends look back through. One has hundreds of pages that could become books, articles, or opportunities. The other has nothing but intentions through. The difference between them was not talent or intelligence. It was daily choices. This is the truth many people avoid. Your habits, your routines through, and your commitments build or destroy the life you want. Dreams without choices remain fantasies. Promises without discipline remain broken through. If you want the life you once envisioned, you must guard your choices like treasures. Every morning ask yourself, through, as what I am doing today leading me closer to the future I want or pulling me away from it? Consider also the impact of small decisions. Through, many people wait for a grand opportunity, a dramatic moment to change everything. But the truth is, through, greatness is usually the result of consistent small choices made over time. Choosing to read instead of scrolling through endless distractions. Through, choosing to invest in yourself instead of wasting resources. Choosing to speak up when you believe in something instead of staying quiet. Through, these are not large dramatic events, yet they shape the character and direction of your life. If you doubt this, look back at your past. Through, the person you are today is the result of yesterday's choices. Some choices you may be proud of, others you may regret through, but they all built the life you now live. In the same way, your future will be a reflection of the choices you are making right now through. That is the reality no one can escape. So the question becomes simple but powerful. Are your current choices worthy of the life you promised yourself through? If the answer is no, then today is the moment to change. Not tomorrow, not next month, but today. Because every choice matters through. And each one is a step toward the life you either desire or the life you will one day regret through. There comes a moment in every person's life when comfort begins to disguise itself as satisfaction. You tell yourself, this is good enough through. At least I have something. You convince yourself that lowering your standards is practical through. That living below your potential is safer than reaching higher. But deep inside, a voice reminds you that you once dreamed bigger through, that you once promised yourself something greater. That voice is telling you that settling is not living, it is surviving. The truth is, settling for less than you deserve is one of the most common traps in life. It feels safe because it demands little risk through, but it slowly erodes your spirit. Every time you settle, you trade a piece of your promise for temporary comfort. You give away your energy through your ambition and your potential. And over time, you begin to feel the weight of regret through because you know you accepted far less than what you were capable of creating. Think of a person who has talent in music, art, or business through. In their heart, they know they can make an impact, but they fear rejection, so they settle for a path that is easier. They take a job they do not love through, surround themselves with people who do not challenge them, and convince themselves that this is all life has to offer. On the outside, they may look fine through, but inside they feel a quiet emptiness, a sense that they betrayed the promise they once made to themselves. On the other hand, look at those who refuse to settle. Their lives are rarely comfortable in the beginning. They face criticism, they endure struggle through, and they often stand alone. But because they refuse to accept less than what they believe they deserve, they keep moving. Over time, opportunities appear through, doors open, and they build a life that reflects their true potential. The difference is not that they were luckier or smarter through. The difference is that they decided that enough was not enough when it came to their dreams. Ask yourself this through: where in your life have you accepted less than what you deserve? Is it in your career where you work hard but do not pursue the position you truly want? Is it in your health where you say, I am too busy, instead of treating your body with care? Or is it in your relationships through, where you allow people to disrespect you because you fear being alone? In every area, settling lowers the standard of your life through. And the life you promise to yourself cannot exist in a space of compromise through. You must be bold enough to demand more from yourself and from the world around you. This does not mean arrogance or greed through. It means honoring your potential. It means refusing to let fear decide your future. It means remembering that the life you dreamed of is possible, through, but only if you refuse to accept a version of life that is smaller than what you once imagined. So, through, stand tall and remind yourself of the promise you made long ago. Do not let the world convince you to settle. Do not let your own doubts convince you that you are asking for too much. The life you deserve is waiting, through, but only if you are brave enough to stop accepting less and start pursuing what is truly yours. Through, time is the one resource every human being is given equally, yet it is also the one resource that cannot be regained once it slips away. Through, you can earn money again, you can rebuild relationships, you can recover from mistakes. Through, but you can never bring back a single moment that has already passed. Through, that is why waiting is the most dangerous choice you can make when it comes to the life you promised yourself. Through, time does not pause to give you space to prepare. It does not wait for you to feel ready. It moves forward, and if you do not act, through, it carries your dreams further and further away. Many people tell themselves, I will start tomorrow. I will take action when things are easier. Through, I will begin when I have more money, more support, or more confidence. But tomorrow often becomes next week, next month, or next year. Before long, through, the opportunity they once held in their hands has vanished, not because they were incapable, but because they delayed. Through, the harsh truth is that delay kills more dreams than failure ever will. Think of someone who once had the idea to start a business. Through, they had a clear vision and a strong desire, but instead of acting, they kept planning, adjusting, and waiting for the perfect moment. Meanwhile, through, another person with a similar idea took action. That second person did not have everything figured out, but they began. Years later, through, the one who acted has built something real, while the one who waited is still standing at the starting line. The difference was not knowledge or talent. Through, the difference was the decision to act now. The same principle applies in every part of life. A person who dreams of getting healthier but says, I will start exercising next month, keeps pushing their goal further away. A student who says, I will begin studying tomorrow, often finds themselves behind, stressed and unprepared. Through, a person who wants to repair a broken relationship but keeps waiting for the right time may find that the other person has already moved on. Through, in all these examples, the common theme is that time did not wait. The future you want requires urgency. This does not mean rushing carelessly through, but it does mean refusing to waste the moments you have. The best time to take the first step toward your promise is not tomorrow, not later, but now. Through, even if the step is small, it matters. Small steps create momentum, and momentum creates progress. So ask yourself, through, what action can you take today that will bring you closer to the life you promised yourself? It might be starting that project you have been avoiding. Through, reaching out to someone who can guide you, or simply writing down your goals and committing to them. Whatever it is, do it now. Not after the week ends. Through, not when you feel more prepared. Now, time will not wait for you. It moves forward whether you act or not. The question is, will you let it pass you by? Through, or will you seize it and use it to build the life you once promised yourself? The decision is yours, but the clock is already ticking. Through, the life you promised to yourself is not a distant dream. It is not something meant for others while you stand aside. It is real, through, and it is waiting for you. But it will not build itself. It requires you to remember the promise you once made, to guard your daily choices, to refuse to settle for less than you deserve, and to act with urgency because time will not wait. Through, you must decide today whether you will honor that promise or let it fade into regret. No one else can live your life for you. Through, no one else can carry your dreams. They belong to you, and only you can give them life. So rise with conviction, step forward with courage. Through, and claim the future that has always been yours. Do not let another day slip away. The life you promised to yourself is calling. Through, and the world is waiting to see what happens when you finally answer.